Bennett Kessler filed this following report. What started as a heated public outcry ended yesterday with thank yous all around at the Inyo County Board of Supervisors meeting in Independence. Now, the Planning Department presented a very changed renewable energy general plan amendment draft, which responded to public concerns. Now, after hearing from 10 people who mostly thanked the board for responding to public issues, the supervisors voted unanimously to move forward with the new draft plan with 3 modifications to include additional land in the Owens Lake Energy Development Area to support solar development not only over the LA Aqueduct but next to it, and to correct acreage in a solar development site in Sandy Valley. Now, Tuesday's agenda item was preceded by several standing room only board meetings with 100 in the room and 30 or 40 people speaking. The general message from the public was fewer renewable energy development sites in the general plan amendment and fewer impacts. Now, most who stood up to comment yesterday thanked the Inyo County Board of Supervisors and the Inyo Planning Department for listening to the people and scaling back renewable energy plans, which now only include solar and no wind development, and 7, not 14, renewable energy development areas. It does not include the area of the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power's planned solar array across from the Manzanar National Historic Site, but DWP can move ahead with it anyway if they choose. Now, Daniel Pritchett, Vice President of the Owens Valley Committee, said the revised map was a big improvement. However, he said his concern is a renewable energy development area in Laws where severe impacts from DWP pumps are still under mitigation. He said the county would be violating the long-term water agreement. Pritchett said, quote, "When DWP violates the MOU, we hold them to it. Shouldn't the county be held responsible too?" End quote. Now, Inyo Supervisor Linda Arcularius also once more wanted to clarify the situation with taxing renewable energy projects. County Administrator Kevin Caruncio verified that wind is taxable, but solar is not. He also said any projects built on DWP land are governed by the Phillips formula, not state tax law. You can see more on this story on our website, sierrawave.net. Well, here's an informative video we were granted permission to air. It's Saving Paiahupu, the Owens Valley solar story.
Today our fight is about the solar project, that they want to ruin this entire valley by putting industrial solar energy projects here. I call them dirty green projects.
The Owens Valley is on the east side of the Sierra Nevada mountains, and it's about 200 miles north of Los Angeles. It's surrounded by beautiful mountains on both sides. It's the deepest valley, was the name of it in the early days when Mary Austin was writing about our valley.
There is the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power. They want to build Southern Owens Valley Solar Ranch on a 1,200-acre site.
They're talking about centralizing, putting large arrays of panels inappropriately in that part of the Owens Valley, and then moving and losing some of that power, bringing it back to LA. Because you lose about 30 to 40% just moving energy through the wires.
It's about 2 square miles. They actually have to remove all vegetation on the site. They have to treat the soil with herbicides and soil consolidants.
We're certainly concerned with those impacts. We're concerned because of what that does to our culture, what that does to our environment, what that does to the many organisms which also rely on our environment.
There's a lot of archaeology, both prehistoric and historic stuff. The Owens Valley is like 90% federal land. The rest of it is owned by the LA Department of Water and Power. There's 1% private land in the whole county of Inyo.
That's why there's hardly anybody who lives here in the valley, because LA owns everything else. Well, it's right across from the Manzanar, an internment camp for World War II, where the Japanese people that lived in LA and around the country they interned them and put on reservations, hidden away. That stole their lives like it did to the tribes. And there's over 60 sites over there with pinto points and all these other sites that were over 6,000 years old. And now they're just going to bulldoze them, grade them all out and ruin it, just kill it, like colonialism does. It destroys your history and rewrites it. And if they destroy it, then you were never there because there's no proof of you ever being there.
FDR signed that executive order number 9066 that said all Japanese on the West Coast have to vacate. The Justice Department called it war relocation camps, but when I got there, I don't think it was a relocation camp at all. There were soldiers there, not regular soldiers, they were armed soldiers. They carried rifles, and they carried not just plain rifle, but they had bayonets in front. So they called it a relocation center, but actually it was more of a concentration camp, and by any definition it was.
Unlike what DWP officials are saying, there isn't a single point at Manzanar that you can't see 4 miles across to the east side of the Owens River where this solar ranch would be. What would literally destroy Manzanar's viewshed?
We think that there are some better solutions to these than taking large sections of untouched land, pristine land, completely changing that land forever with technology that, if you do the research, it's showing that the technology is quickly becoming outdated. The model is moving away from these giant, big installations and closer to home.
That change has to come from within, and we have to reduce demand. And the best way we can do that is through conservation programs and solar. And Santa Monica is an excellent example. We're sitting here at a park, and if I turn in any direction, I can see a large-scale solar. I can see it up on a subsidized housing building, 502 Colorado off 5th Street. I can see it on a parking garage over there with a huge solar arrays. Down at the pier, the Ferris wheel is run by solar. And then throughout the whole community, if I looked and scanned over, if I did an Eagles flight over, I could see solar panels all over the city. The idea of getting independent is what the city of Santa Monica is actually going to do, and is what LA should look at doing, both on water and on energy. You know, they should contact their city council. We have a new general manager. I would contact her and let her know that these issues are alive and well, and people are concerned about them, and people want to have a local community solar implemented.
Understand that we're all players in this game, and we all can make a difference if that's what we want. And just, be receptive to one another and care for one another. I mean, what more could we ask?
Very interesting there, and a lot of great folks putting that video together. We thank them for that. Also very interesting, KCET's Artbound series will feature the 100 Mule Walk. That's scheduled to air Thursday, tomorrow, May 8th at 9 p.m. Now, a quote said that Lauren Bond is neither celebrating nor really denigrating the anniversary. What she is doing is bringing awareness. You can see the website kcet.org for more information. We'll be back with more news.